radio show. Doing it and doing it and doing it well. Doing it and doing it well. Doing it and doing it and doing it well. Doing it and doing it well. I represent Taco Bell Dorito Shop.
Alright, well, anyone watching this video, this is just my opinion on Yu-Gi-Oh! Pretty much. My opinions of the series and card game. And, note that there will be some maybe opinions, and some serious opinion. It's up to you to determine which ones is my and which one is my serious. But these are my opinions alone. So don't get mad at me if I diss on the series, which I probably will. And the game you're seeing me record this on is Yu-Gi-Oh! Legacy of the Duelist through the PlayStation. I'm going to go here so I can go to each of the series names here and talk my opinion about them. No, I haven't seen every series. The only one I fully watched is the original Yu-Gi-Oh! But I will still give my opinion of what happened to the card game and the supposed story of what bits and pieces I've heard. Except for Vrains, which I don't know anything about other than what cards they added. So, let's get started. Yu-Gi-Oh! The original show and game in the US. Pretty much the start of it all. A show about a card game released and caught our attention as kids. That we had to learn how we can play it if we could, which the cards then came in. The show was about a boy named Yukimoto who solves a magic puzzle known as the Millennium Puzzle, one of several Millennium items. Yugi then gets possessed by the spirit of the Pharaoh, who has no memory of who he is, but is really good at games. Then, later in the show, games where people die and stuff, known as the Shadow Games, begin again, and the fate of the world is in the hands of a kid who has to win the card games, or everyone dies. In the beginning, there was no real rules in the show, so if the characters could get away with how something works through bullshitting their way to a win, then it was allowed. They only slowly started following rules when we got the Battle City tournament arc started, and forward on, for the most part. This gave us the God cards, and after the first arc in Duelist Kingdom, I wanted to get cards to play. Also, a running gag or theme, the main character in the show is always drawing and getting the exact card he needs to win, which started the term pulling a Yugi or Heart of the Cards. Because, you know, why not? Moving on. Yu-Gi-Oh! GX. This chapter in the Fusion Boom. This chapter in series of Yu-Gi-Oh! Made fusions more popular, made it easy to summon them, and taught us the importance of deck balance and synergy. And combos. Also made us want effect monsters a little more. The show revolved around a student named Jaden Yuki, clever, who goes to an academy with others on how to become better players in the game Duel Monsters, which, by the way, that's the name of the card game they play, which then slowly becomes about saving the world from dark forces at work. No, I only fully watched the original Yu-Gi-Oh! And never got to fully watch this one, sadly. But it made fusions better and more common to pull off. Yu-Gi-Oh! 5Ds. Card games on bikes. In a nutshell, card games on bikes. Totally not an accident waiting to happen that kids will imitate those days. I've seen bits and pieces of the show, but the series introduced the tuner and synchro monsters, which was like fusions but different. It also changed one rule, which I should now mention in the original... Well, should now mention. In the original Yu-Gi-Oh!, your deck of cards could contain as many cards as you want, so long as there was 40 of them in the deck and no more than 3 copies of a card. And for tournament players, no forbidden cards and following the limited and semi-limited rules. In Yu-Gi-Oh! 5Ds, however, the official rules were updated to state you may only have 40 to 60 cards in your deck. Now, in normal play, they added a max card limit to the game, essentially. But now moving on to what the story or show was about, I believed it revolved around a few characters who ended up being these signers, which can summon some crimson or dark dragon, which I think could destroy the world or something. Obviously, it turns into a save the world story with dark storylines and stuff. I never bothered to sit down and watch the whole thing because I did not like the whole duel on motorbikes. Yeah. Moving on. Oh, I should have probably been on that. Well, we'll sit on here for a couple of seconds. Okay, we're moving on. Yu-Gi-Oh! Zexal. Did someone say Yu-Gi Ball Z Kai? Oh, my bad. In a nutshell, this is about a kid who is bad at the game, later becomes Super Saiyan during certain duels, like most modern Sonic games or DBZ in the Frieza fight, to get the power of Shining Draw. Super Saiyan pull a Yugi Heart of the Cards bullshit. This introduced XE summons and overlay units. The story, in my opinion, not serious at first and annoying to me. Also, duels are done in augmented reality with the Dual Gazer or Dual Goggle / Scouter, and seem to start giving off some Mega Man Battle Network TV show vibes. Of course, the show slowly put storyline and serious save the world plot line, but I did not stay around past the Duel Carnival bit because it did not interest me. Oh, and thanks to the game I played, which is this game, I learned that the character goes Super Saiyan 2 at some point. Totally not Dragon Ball Z or Sonic the Hedgehog. Moving on. Yu-Gi-Oh! Arc 5. Parkour card game. Pretty much Yu-Gi-Oh! With parkour running around and introduces pendulum cards and summons. I used Hulu to give it a few episodes, but I could not get into it. The character is some entertainer of some kind. In other words, welcome to the Yu-Gi-Oh! The Carnival game at this point. Duels take place in special arenas where the field changes around them, and in the field you can grab action cards, which could help or hinder you. Touch a magic card and you get help. Touch a trap card and you're in for a bad time. This lost my attention and I thought it was stupid, so I did not bother giving it a chance. Finally did learn Pendulum thanks to Yu-Gi-Oh! Legacy of the Duelist, which is this game. Well, this game is Link Evolution, without having to spend too much on real cards, which can't be done nowadays. Yu-Gi-Oh! Vrains. Well, Link monsters. That's all I got for it. Okay, gotta be honest, I never heard anything about the show, and most likely never will or care at this point. But this introduced Link monsters, which I recently learned thanks to Legacy of the Duelist, which is weird and takes a moment to kinda learn, but eventually you get it. It is another extra deck summon. Enough said. Overall, for the most part, Yu-Gi-Oh! Has changed a lot since it started, from simple to, in my opinion, too many things going on that you have to keep up with, and I know for a fact there is probably more to come. I do know I skipped talking about speed dueling or Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Links, but that is not what I'm here to talk about. Overall, I stopped playing in real life around the time Pendulum was seen. I remember walking into a card shop, seeing a Pendulum card, wondering what the fuck kind of custom cards are they running? Is it a spin-off game or playing with fakes? And then found out it was an official card type after I just got an XE's deck and learned the rules of using them. So I gave up on it and tried Vanguard, which I made some nice friends there. Some new friends. At this point, Yu-Gi-Oh! Could do whatever it wants. Me and many others will probably make fun of it, and it is already memed enough. We don't even call it Duel Monsters. We call it Children's Card Game. So if it is referred as that by many, then it is not something to take seriously anymore. Fun will be made at it, which always entertains me. Also at this point, anyone who gets mad at you about Yu-Gi-Oh! These days take it way too seriously. From original to maybe 5Ds. Sure, I agree about the story of the show. To me, the bike duels ruin it for me. But Zexal and onwards, not so sure about the one for Link Monsters. I am not investing in it, and it makes me think about clowns and a 3-ring circus. Not my monkeys, not my circus. Well, thanks for watching and listening to my opinion of Yu-Gi-Oh! That's all I got on this video. I hope you enjoyed. So, I guess I'll just spend some time playing some children's card games in this game. I'll see you in the next one.